Hi, welcome to Zolan's Weekly Madness. Tonight is going to be a little different. But before I go into why, I'm going to say this. We use sentence enhancers. So if you are under the age of 18, go get your fucking parents. Oh, and by the way, this isn't recorded. So tonight we have Greg.
Hello.
And in the background we have Marcel.
Woohoo.
I'm in the background.
Yes. And just to get it out of the way, I'm not a trash panda. Anyways.
There you are. Come on.
So let's go through the normal. And sure enough, the echo I was hearing was from FaceRig. Good to know. Okay, pop over to the chat if I can get the right browser. Here we are. We can go ahead and say our hello. So Sergio was here way early waiting because we were waiting on the Edutech to finish giving away stuff. Then we have Shane in chat. Hi, Shane. Hey, Henry, Colorado. Andrew, which I still need to print that light box for. Kit, hey, Kit. Sir Will 3D, of course, Greg. We also have Travis Stamper. Hey. We have Tripod. Hey, Tripod. Don't normally see here that often. Burning Gems, Non-Fam, and Groucho, a.k.a. Old Curmudgeon. And Eccentric Nut. Hey, Eccentric Nut. Okay, so tonight's stream is going to be a little different than my normal madness because I knew there wasn't going to be a hot mix tonight, and I'm not going to be able to do that myself because that's their thing, and I don't want to steal their thunder. But they're no longer doing a community spotlight, and I'm not going to do necessarily community spotlight. What I am going to do is, if you have something you want to show off, or you want to talk about your channel or your social medias or anything else, come on in, join us, and I will give you your chance to do that. Now, Greg is here because he actually has a project and a YouTube channel of something that he's been working on. So I'm going to go ahead and give the floor to him, move him over to center, make myself and Marcel smaller, and take it away, Greg.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Zolan. So for those of you who haven't seen me or met me before, I run the Greg's Maker Corner channel, and I will pop that into the chat here if you want to check it out. But I'm working on a project right now. There's a conference that I help run every year for the last 7 or 8 years called Code Mash. And one of the things that we do is last couple of years we've had a maker space complete with 3D printing area as well as kind of I'll say like a laser and some electronics projects. So one of the things we did last year was built what we call a conference badge. It's really more of a controller. And this year we're on our version 2 of that. So I did want to kind of share that real quick and talk about it a little bit. But this is the badge here, and it's a ESP32 dev kit, which is kind of what you see on the bottom there with the little chip. And then above that is a touch screen. And then you'll also notice that there are some different buttons and kind of Xbox style controllers on the sides. There's also some pretty high quality speakers there. And so that's kind of the project. I've got a sketch loaded in VS Code that is basically if you guys have ever heard of Tombstone City, that's the code here. So it's basically just what you would run on your Arduino. You kind of see the code. I'm not going to go line by line through it and bore everybody, but it's all kind of one thing. And first of all, this is not my design. This is a guy named Paul Pagel, who I used to work with over at First Solar when I was there. But he's a really talented, developer / electrical engineer. He and I have collaborated on this kind of stuff. So I do have a build series. The kit is available to buy if you're interested. Right now you do have to self-source it, but if it is something that you're interested in building, you can check out my channel. I'm in the process of dropping maybe 7 or 8 videos or so on how to build it. So I think they'll all be published by the end of this week. They're all queued up. So real quick, I'm not sure how well this is going to work on my camera, but I'm just going to show you. Yeah, I figured there might be some glare. So this is the game here, the Tombstone City. I don't know if you've ever heard of that game or seen that game, but it's that's what the game looks like. you can use the controls to manipulate, move your guy around and shoot little, what do they call that stuff? The tumbleweeds. So we have a number of different sketches. There's a internet radio is one of them. There's a synthesizer. There's all kinds of good stuff. So real easy to use. There's a 18650 battery on the back. And then you can also charge. There's a little battery charger here. So anyway, that's a project. Pretty happy with it. Probably will take about an hour to 2 hours, depending on your level of experience. There's a lot of soldering, but it's all simple through-hole soldering. So would love to talk more about it, or if anybody has any questions, would love to answer any questions. But that's pretty much the project. So
Okay, sounds good. Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and pop us all back out here, and as you see, we now have Andrew S with us as well.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
But Marcel was here first. So Marcel, do you have anything that you would like to talk about, or the fact that you started yet another YouTube channel?
Well, I started a YouTube channel again because I want to do more just 3D printing related kind of stuff, only because it's all I've been doing for the past, year and a half, I guess now.
Mhm.
And it's kind of taken me away from FPV because I'm not really doing the FPV as much because of the weather. But yeah, I've been keeping busy. I got the Ender 3 Max now. So as you can see, that thing is just steadily working behind me, printing another piece yet again for another droid. So being a Star Wars fanatic, I've been printing droids constantly over and over and over, working on pit droids, small designs, bigger designs, R2 units, choppers, all the types of droids that they have on the Astromech website. Yeah, so I've just been keeping really busy doing that.
You want to throw the link out for your new channel?
Yeah, I was actually signing into YouTube just as you did.
No problem.
There. And yeah, I'll link my channel on the.
Okay, if you're not a mod over here, throw it into private, and I'll make sure it gets out there. Okay, and Andrew, what happened to be you working on?
Well, actually, I've been doing more of those light boxes, and
Nice.
they've kind of started kicking off quite a fair bit now. I've got a lot of Twitch streamers that are interested because obviously they usually have their standard 170-pound nano leaf LED things in the background, and everyone's got them now. So they're now starting to figure out that maybe that isn't the way to go. They want to show their own brand.
Right.
So I have actually got one here. This is just on test. I haven't soldered the LEDs, the RGB LEDs, but I've got it on test. So this is for one of the streamers. Yeah, I'll plug it in. But yeah, so this one, I've just got to solder the wires direct and print because I use a Bluetooth controller. So it's Bluetooth LEDs. I'll switch off the light.
Cool.
And there we go. So this is controlled via a Bluetooth app.
That's cool.
So if I get it up on my phone, there it is. Just got to pair it.
And so others know, this is not a filament swap one. This is actually just panels that you print out at different.
Yeah, this
and
is
then you
panels.
stack 'em.
The only difference that I do is the filament swap is with the clear, and that's that I get a nice black sitting on top of it. You can just do colored panels like I do it. Some people don't want to do the individual pieces, so I do it so that it is set so you can either do it with color change or without, so you can just print the individual panels. But this obviously goes through the range, so I've got it on my phone so I can change it to whatever I want. I've also got the standard setup of the blinking lights, so anyone with epilepsy, please look away now. So yeah, you do get the kind of crazy colors, but yeah, you can just set it to a standard color. This is a 144 pick, so it has got a good color variation on it. You can go from a very kind of like a yellowish color all the way to kind of a whitish color, and then all the way down through to darker pinks, red, and all the rest of it. So it's pretty good. It comes in handy that you can actually select the color. Not only that, I can select the brightness as well. So if it's too bright on stream, They can
Right.
turn it down, and it's controlled by the Bluetooth app, but I have heard that people have set it up to Google systems so that they can set it up to go with all their like Nano Leaf and all the rest of it. It's just I haven't figured out how to do that yet. I was going to set up an SP, is it an SPI or SP?
Yep.
SPD
Spine,
Yeah, it's
spine
controller?
interface.
Yeah, so that
Oh.
I could interface with it. But I
We
mean,
did have one
these
question
are
go
cheap.
by. Tripods Garage is wondering if you're using polycarbonate for that.
Yeah.
No, that's just
Oh.
standard clear PLA. It's clear PLA and black PLA if I've got enough black. If not, I generally will do the first layer, what is obviously the top layer, in black, and then I will add whatever color I need so that, you know, I'm not wasting filament constantly. Because what I actually like is if it's got the black top, so I usually do 3mm black, and then I'll have either a white or a gray at the second layer. And the reason for it is the light can still diffuse through the white, not so much with the gray, but with the white. So it means you get this nice kind of halo effect around the outside once it's against the wall. So, and it's also got mounting points on the back. So this just plugs in, pumps onto your wall. There you go, done. That one was 20 hours to print.
Not bad.
Not too
Yeah, and I
bad.
still have the one that you made me I need to print.
Yeah. But I've been doing quite a lot of them. I mean, that one's going to get put in the street. There's this, once you're a streamer, it's like this big group that you get into, and it's getting posted into that. But I've already done another one for another friend, and I've done quite a few more. I've done a few secret projects for other people that should be coming up soon in some of the YouTube channels that we all know. So, you know, those ones are 250. I usually do 120, 150, 200, 250, and then 300. So that everyone's got a different size. And I do generally round and square because it's a lot more easier to produce those on a printer. It cuts down the printing time, and it doesn't use as much filament. So,
Brad. Nice job.
And you got a link to a YouTube channel or your socials that you'd like to share out, or Instagram or anything?
yeah, I'll get my Insta. I'm starting up a new YouTube channel. I've basically just started setting up all my my standard stuff. So it's kind of a pain in the back because I used to have a big YouTube channel and now I don't. It's kind of gone compy wonkus because I quit YouTube because I got death threats a while back from someone who
Whoa.
made my address. And yeah, well, I've got 2 videos. Well, I've removed the one that was the offender that had all the bad comments and everything on it. But I've had 3 videos, one 17,000 views, one 16,000 views, and the one that I removed was 21,000 views.
Wow.
So it's
And I just
one of
made
those
you a-
things.
I just made you a mod, so you should be able to dump that out now into the chat yourself.
Okay. But yeah, it's kind of one of those things. I did start stacking up more videos. I had 3 months worth of printing videos and painting videos. And first off, my Elgato capture card decided to melt itself and blow up.
Oof.
So I got a cheap USB one. And then when I was transferring data from one hard drive to another hard drive, both hard drives failed at the same time. Don't know
Oh.
why. My
Wow.
USB bus seemed to have just kicked off. I don't know if there was a short or whatever.
Was it the same one where the card melted in it?
No, the Elgato was just a mess. I mean, for how much you pay for them?
Yeah,
Because
I
I've
was
had
thinking
it
about
for-
getting one of those.
Yeah, I had it for a year and a half, and I
Yeah.
thought it came with a 2-year standard warranty. It doesn't. It comes with a 1-year standard warranty. You have to pay after the 2 years. And I'm like, well, I'm not paying. You know, it's the product's busted. It melted. It literally got overheated and just popped. Like the chip popcorn. I opened it and had a look. It was charcoal in there. And they
They
went, oh, well, we
wouldn't,
can't do anything. It's like, well,
That's
that means
nuts.
you've overheated it. I'm like, I've not overheated it. It was out, like, at
Yeah.
the side of the PC. What else do you want? You know, and yeah.
It's like my
so-
sister, she had an Asus Republic of Gamers laptop that she's talked about many times, and one of the chips in it literally melted through the motherboard in the computer.
I know the VREGs on some of those laptop graphics cards did that. The voltage regulators.
Okay. Now, since we don't have anybody else yet here, obviously, everybody who follows me on Twitter already knows, but I've also started a new YouTube channel thanks to the FAA. And I've started relearning how to edit my own video using Premiere. So there will be videos coming out soon. In fact, there's already 3 on the new channel for FPV stuff. There will be some actually for the Shop of Wonders soon, because I'm going to start going through not just my projects, but, things like why I'm doing sticker sheets to help, not only to help promote other people, but also just because I am going to be moving things around my house a lot over the next year. But for the drone stuff, I did just get something, and I have to say I am not sponsored by these people. I wouldn't mind being sponsored by one of them, and the other one, they probably don't want me to sponsor because I normally put out junk. But I got a SMO. Come on, you can focus.
You already got that camera? What?
Yep.
How did you get that camera already?
That's pretty sweet.
It's a beta FPV Insta360 SMO 4K action cam that has been stripped down specifically to fit on these guys.
It's technically the naked GoPro, what people have been doing. So where did you buy it from? Come on, I'm trying to find it.
I actually got mine from RDQ.
Really? RDQ carries it now. Wow.
Yeah, they had them in stock. They go quick.
You would have carried it, and I looked on Insta360 Go, and I was like, no. And I was like, all right, maybe it's not out yet.
Oh, and there's my sister saying it was her GPU.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, hi sis.
I had a 780. I had a 780, a GeForce 780 blow the voltage regulator probably about 6 or 7 years ago, right at the height of Bitcoin mining. And then I was like, how the heck am I going to get a new GPU? And I ended up having to buy a new computer with the GPU in it because it was cheaper to do that than it was to buy a replacement GPU. And I think we're back in those times again with all the 2080s and 3080s out.
Yep.
I'm building a new rig, and the price of RAM at this moment in time is excruciatingly painful to pocket.
Yeah.
And the crypto miners, since everything's gone up in their pricing, they're just going to get more insane because those people RAM and graphics chips, that's what they use.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a certain type of RAM. Like, is it DDR6? Is that right? I forget what it is, but one of them
depends. The people who are just getting into it are running normal RAM, but they're buying a ton of it.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's driving prices up, and then you add in all the new tariffs, and I forgot to go over the rules. There is no politics, but tariffs are still something that will impact us. Agree or disagree, doesn't matter. It impacts us. And should I let him in? I don't know. Yeah, I do know he's been having some projects. And this is a promotion stream.
I knew it was Llama as soon as you said that.
Hey, Llama.
Hey, Llama. You want to show off what you've been doing on your printer?
No.
He looks like he just woke up from his nap. I don't know.
I was actually just on Folger Text.
Oh, nice.
There's a lot of people
whatever
right
his
now.
Stream is. I've been bouncing back and forth between his because he's installing a duet right now.
And we got another person who I do know has been doing a project.
Shane. Oh yeah.
Oh wait. Hey Shane.
Yeah.
Is it 9 o'clock there yet?
It is 7:42.
Oh, they got another hour and a half to get it like 3 more states to you.
Yeah.
So Shane, while he's walking around, has been building a way to help him get in better shape.
New Year's resolution.
It's not true.
A very slippery dance pad. It's actually an Arduino Pro Micro. It's set up to be an actual joystick, so you can actually do. The library I found for this is actually pretty cool.
So it's a head.
Yeah, so you can make it into a keyboard. You can make it into a mouse. You can do all sorts of stuff with it.
What is the controller you're using? Is that a Teamsy?
It's a Pro Micro.
Okay, because I have experience with the Teensy and the Tinies, which
Teensy
are
and the
very
Tinies?
similar.
Yeah.
And all of those ones can be. I got into those because I was building myself my own multi-button controller for Elite Dangerous, and it registers as a HID.
Yeah, I actually got a Teensy for a keyboard I'm 3D
Teensies are
printing.
nice. They have a high
Yes.
clock speed.
But yeah, these are capable to be joysticks. There's different libraries, so some of them are joysticks.
Joysticks, MIDI, mouse, keyboard.
Audio
So-
processor.
Are you going to give us an example of that, or you not want to bounce around that belly on your stream?
Yeah, I'm not very good, so I can
It's
give
okay.
a example of the buttons themselves. That would probably be a little more interesting
That'd
than
be
that.
probably more interesting for people.
Yeah. So the buttons, they're not just a standard button. So like a standard button, you'd typically have a cross hatch pattern, kind of like that, or a squiggle pattern like that, and you'd have just a metal plate that would just touch. That's a very classic way of making a button yourself. Like on your game controllers and stuff, that's kind of how they do it. They just have a carbon pad that touches that.
The straight on-off.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is actually a variable resistor. So there's high resistance here, and when you squeeze it, it goes to a low resistance.
Mhm.
How does squeezing it change the resistance?
It's a carbon sheet.
It's cover sheet.
Yeah, it's conductive.
Yeah, so it's conductive. So when you press on it, it goes from
Oh, I see. As you can press it, you get more contacts in that
Yep.
sheet.
yeah, and
Because it's like a Brillo pad, right?
yeah, it's like a Brillo pad. It's actually
It's interesting.
yeah,
I never thought about that. As you can press it, you get more little hairs that come in contact with it.
yeah. So this is all it is. It's-
I apologize for interrupting you right real quick for a moment here, Shane.
right.
Viking, pay him, and I'm sure he will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dance, Bucky, dance, Bucky, dance.
Gotta keep the belt up. and the pants
Let's
up.
see Shane dance. Dance.
I'll be
Shane
back in a
dance.
second. I'm going to go get a cup of
Shane
coffee.
dance.
all right.
Coffee. It's rum and coke time.
Well, he's on the other side of the planet, so. But
No.
It's always rum and coke time.
Yeah, it's true.
yeah, but, yeah,
It's
everybody
noon somewhere.
everyone that makes these pads, they just make the just simple buttons like this.
Right.
And however, this is more like the real thing.
Mm-hmm.
And another added benefit is you don't have to press the button all the way down. Like you just press it just a little bit, and
Yeah.
it triggers as a button press. So
Which allows you to set the sensitivity in the game or in your sketch that's running on the controller.
yeah, I have it set in the sketch right now. I haven't played around with setting like the variable type things. It looks like you can do that in the program I use. I use a program called Stepmania, which is an emulator for the Konami DDR machines. So,
Hey, Jerry.
so yeah, kind of loading your own music and stuff with it too, which is kind of nice.
Nice. And as you see here, we just had a Zach join, who I know, unfortunately, one of his projects got yanked out from under him recently.
Yeah, that sucks.
Oh, don't forget there, Shane. Go ahead and toss out your channel or socials or anything if anybody wants to follow that.
All right, I'll have to do that in a little bit. I have to figure out which ones I can actually share. Probably my my Twitter, but I have something here that Marcel might like.
Okay, hang on a sec. I'm sorry there, Zach. Gives you time to get prepared.
Yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
this is actually tattooed on someone's leg in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Stay puff.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Nice.
This is actually for batteries, for LiPo batteries.
Oh, nice.
To stay 3.7 volts.
Nice.
That's what happens to good used LiPo.
Yes, it is.
XT60.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Actually, my manager today at work, he, since the meeting, that was just me and him, that was supposed to be a 4-person meeting, but the other 2 didn't show up. So we started talking quads, and he said that he pulled his quad out of the attic this morning and went to charge one of the batteries. Apparently, it's just sat in his attic, though, for 10 years.
Wow. I wouldn't use that.
Yeah, that's a fire waiting to happen.
Yeah.
The first battery
Looks like one of
charged,
those
it
ones
actually
up there.
works. He's
Wow.
getting 10, 20 minutes. It's a camera drone. He's getting 10, 20 minutes out of it. But the other one he has, it puffed. And
Oh,
he's
yeah.
never seen that before, knew nothing about it.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like, he's like, yeah, and it started to
Hello.
puff up, and I'm like, did you take it outside and put it in like your barbecue grill or something for safety? Because you need to let it just finish out its course. He's like, no. And he's at the office.
Get the BB gun out.
Yeah,
Yep.
there you go.
I got a whole basket of them waiting for a nice day at the ranch at my buddy's place.
There you
and take them and shoot them out.
Dude,
Okay.
Yeah, some of them.
So I know Zach has stuff he's been working on.
Years ago, when I first got into this, we were still using NICADs actually.
Wrong
for
one.
quad.
Yeah. That's what all
There we
the old.
And
is.
one of the things about the new LiPos was they used to say you can cut the cord when it puffs like that. You cut the cord, you drop it in salt water for a day or two, and then you can just throw it in the landfill. It's in
Yeah.
dirt again, which it's all true. But you can't say that anymore because there's morons that'll go and take the cord and cut it all at once,
Yeah.
and it goes zip,
Yep.
boom,
Boom.
right in there.
No, you got to cut each lead separately.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
so Zach, why don't you go ahead and
You cut,
give us
cut
a
the
tour
black
of
one
what
down
this is.
low,
Different
and the red
length.
one up high, or at two different heights.
So this is a Flex 3 drive that I ordered back in October, and it took like a month and a half to show up because it took them forever to mail it off to begin with, and then it took forever to get here from England. But he's coming out with a NEMA 8 edition where, similar to what you see here, it uses a NEMA 8 instead of a drive cable. Well, I didn't feel like waiting, so I just designed my own, basically. I've done a little bit of printing with this. I haven't had a whole lot of time to print with it yet, but this thing prints great. So this is a NEMA 8 direct drive. You can't really do high-speed extrudes or high-speed retracts, but from what I've seen messing with PLA, it works great.
Nice.
And the whole thing, like with the hot end BL Touch NEMA 8, the extruder body, and the whole carriage here weighs less than a pancake NEMA 17. So that's going good. And if anything, that's a good that's a good sign for like his NEMA 8. The actual Flex 3 NEMA 8, because his is a lot lower profile. He's designed it a little bit different, and I think he's got a custom NEMA 8 made with the shaft, or either he's got a custom shafted NEMA 8 or he's got a custom cut worm gear.
Oh, okay.
But this thing works great. The only complaint I have is it gets a little hot. Like I measured it out at like 70 C while it was running.
It's
And
hot.
this is a 600 milliamp motor, but I'm running it at 400 milliamp. So
And it's still getting that warm.
yeah, it's still getting hot.
Yeah, well, what's the gearing on that?
40-1.
Yeah, so it's just running the whole time.
Yes.
It's not going dee like most of ours do. It's
Yeah.
going,
See, I think a 20-1 would be better. But
Mhm.
But then you start getting into the weight difference. Is it worth it?
right. So what I'm working on is I've got a spool of IGUS filament coming, and I'm going to try to basically redesign this thing and redesign the gears to be like a 20-1 instead of the 40-1, and still use his basic same principle. And since it's not my original work, I'll probably end up releasing it and like not selling anything off of it, because this is very obviously a rip off of his work. But
Right.
I'm going to make it available. Yeah.
So you're basically going to make the open source poor man's version.
Right. And I mean, you can download his STLs, and if you've got the ability to acquire the gears and the parts,
Right.
because this guy sells kits. So I'm not. It's you'll see. If it works out, it should be good. I've also got something. I ordered some of the IGUS low profile rails, the 17 millimeter ones, and I'm going to try to put them on this printer and see how they work. I was talking to Justin. He ordered some Ziltech rails, and I priced out the same ones with the IGUS. and they came out to the same. So you could get name brand IGUS if they work good, possibly better tolerance parts for the same price as Ziltech rails, which we found out we think are actually used reclaimed rails out of decommissioned machines. I don't think Ziltech sells new rails. I don't know if you ever heard back from them or not, but
So they're not H1s.
well, that's the thing though, is they might be high winds. They
Yeah,
might
I've
be
got some on mine, and they're great. They're really nice rails.
the Ziltech ones.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
have on my.
I have the 3D fused ones in
I
mine,
don't-
but
I-
that's the high H1 ones.
I've
don't
always
know
heard good things
how-
about Ziltech.
Yeah,
I don't know
What was
how they could be selling used with the volume they sell. Because
Yeah, I don't
all of the original rail cores were Ziltech rails.
right.
Yeah, but
Yep.
it's a weird like footnote FAQ on their site
There's one right here.
about them.
If you want to see one up close.
It said something about the rails were all removed from working machines.
Yeah, they
And-
do
and-
look kind of scratched up. Quite honestly, like if you look really closely, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but
No,
there
can't.
are like a lot of, kind of like real small micro scratches. It doesn't affect
but
the quality of it.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
could be manufacturing. No?
And
Yeah.
see, that's the thing.
They
Is
are
like
fairly cheap.
Yeah,
that really makes me curious to know if they're getting them from a China manufacturer, or if they are in fact like reclaimed out of machines. Because I mean, you
Yeah.
never know.
I did
be.
say this stream is for other makers who have things they want to promote. So yeah, there's Jerry's code for Ziltech if you want to get some money
Nice.
off.
nice.
But
There you
yeah,
go.
my CNC project got shelved
Yanked.
indefinitely. I don't know if y'all saw what I posted on Twitter, but my the new job I have, I feel bad, man. I don't want to complain, but like I was told one thing and ended up only getting about 10% of the minimum I was expected to get. So it's like, yeah, I can't afford to do the things I want to do anymore. So
What about your the printer you were going to build, the dual extrusion?
yeah, oh yeah, I mean that's all for work.
Yeah. Okay. But you're
That's,
still doing that one or no?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all for work use only. That's not
Yeah.
like a personal project. They
I gotcha.
expensed all the parts and
That's the Hevo RT, right? That you're going to build?
yeah, I'm building two of them, two
That'd be nice.
identical ones.
Tripod should hop in here as well, and I need to bring him up so that way he can talk about the fact that his daughter just started her own making business.
Sweet.
So here we go. Has people seen these before?
Oh, hang on a second here. And make them.
Belts?
What are we looking at?
Right.
No. So if you have a look, it is an aluminium extrusion with two metal rods going up it, and then there's metal wheels going through
On
the
the rod.
inside. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the same thing that the iFactory uses.
Yeah. I tried to find a
Is it-
supplier of those. Now everyone can do the usual, go out and buy, C-beam or box section aluminium and weld it in themselves. But there is no manufacturer that I have found that actually makes that particular structure already pre-made. So I was looking at all these different manufacturers and stuff, trying to find out if there was like a particular reason why they don't manufacture it. The reason for it is that they have to weld the steel to the aluminium. They have to try and fuse it in a particular way. They can't glue it because obviously the friction against it would just pull it off. So they actually have to melt the aluminium, but also get the steel hot enough that it actually tacks. And they were saying that
Friction
they
weld?
can only do a set amount of them to do it. And the problem is that they have usually a 30% defect rate because
Wow.
they have to friction weld it.
Yep.
And when they friction weld it together to put it in, they will put spot welds across the lines as well. And then they have to put it through a machine that basically polishes off the welds. But by the time they've put through the entire extrusion ready to cut it, they find that some of them have warped or deformed or the rods are out of whack.
Yeah.
And
Two different
they were saying,
materials.
basically a customer has to order 10,000 pieces of it to even make it worth their while. So they're like, we just don't sell it. And I was like, well, it's a good idea if someone can actually manufacture it in a better way.
Yeah.
Because I like the way that the wheels actually sit in between, right? So it's keeping the tension on the wheel, but it's also keeping the tension on the extrusion itself. Because obviously everyone knows V-slot wheels, it's got tension down and then the tension up, because you're trying to pull it together to obviously keep it so it's tight. It means that when it runs on the slot, it literally grinds it until the polycarbonate or the Delrin has worn away.
Yep.
With that, because it's steel on steel, it does have friction, but it doesn't have as much. So it means it doesn't wear as much. But it also gives you a really smooth rails instead of a grinding.
Yeah, see,
So
that's
it's
where
really
that's
good.
where stuff like IGUS polymers. I'm turning into an IGUS fanboy, guys. I'm sorry. Like, they've got some really cool stuff, but like, this is what I was talking about for the rails. This is a 400 millimeter section for $15.
Yeah.
And the cars are, hold on, where are they at? This is the one thing that if we were to,
And it's all like self-lubricating, right? Or at least the bearings are.
yeah, they're self-lubricating.
Yeah.
$3 for a carriage. Those are M3 brass inserts. So the only thing is they're not direct compatible with MGM designs. They have some, but they're a lot more pricey. But these, I mean, they're promising, especially if you're designing your own parts. And I may be able to come up with a 3D printed like adapter plate where you use two flathead M3 screws, and then you get a plate that sits on top of this thing. But the other thing that's cool is they have selectable preload. Like, so this is a like a fully preloaded one. See how it fills up the slot, and then you can choose. They call it floating. So like, if you don't have perfectly aligned rails, you can get a car that's got like just a tiny amount of tolerance here. So if they're not perfectly parallel,
They can auto adjust as it's going.
right, and you can get them like this as well. You know, that's exaggerated, but I've got some coming. I'll let y'all know how that goes.
Cool.
It'd be really interesting because I do like IGUS, and I do like the way that they create their rails, because it's just the way that they created a plastic that permeates an oil, basically like a residue, so it self-lubricates.
Right.
You can do that with a lot of materials, but a lot of people don't bother because it's more expensive to manufacture. Well, with them, they were like
unmanned string.
They were like, I don't care.
$15.
No, this stuff is cheap, man. Like,
no, but I mean, it's more expensive to manufacture. If you think about a Chinese manufacturer, they generally are half a pence. So you'd say half a nickel over there, maybe something like that. That's how much they actually keep to their costs.
Is Robot Digs over you? They're out of Shanghai, so yeah, they are. They have those. They're $15 for the cart and the aluminum rail with the steel embedded rod.
Yeah,
$15.
Digs. I haven't found anyone else who's done them. Robot Digs.
Here.
You got a link to that, Llama?
Yeah, I'm posting it in private chat right now.
Cool.
Oh, I could have done it in the regular one because I'm a mod over there, but whatever.
Okay. Yeah, but if it's in dollars, it means that trying to get it over here, it's gonna add on the import tax.
No, I'm just because it's clicking to the U.S. site because I searched it. If you go over and search it from wherever you are,
I'll have a look. Yeah.
You know, if you just type in Robot Digs and don't, because they're out of Shanghai, so they'll import to you guys too. I'm sure.
Yeah, that's the first one. They're a bit different because they're open.
Take care, Henry.
Open groove, but
I'm pretty sure that's what. And you could contact the guy from iFactory because they have the same thing. Theirs are actually 2020 rails, which he could be more descriptive if Yeah, Mike Auto Drop is here. I thought he was here. Because that's what the iFactory has, and I'm pretty sure it's a standard 2020 style rail with just instead of the V groove, they embed the steel rod into it.
Yeah, that's actually
auto drop is not takeable.
Yeah, with that one, what it is it's like a C channel, and then it's got the rod that fits into it. So the ones that you're showing is actually the opposite. It's the C channels
an
are
I-beam, right?
But that's pretty good. I've not found any like it, so cheers for that. I've
And
not
like
seen any like it.
You could probably write iFactory and they'd tell you where they're getting yours, because I'm pretty sure it's a standard item in Germany for that. That's we actually used to use those in a much larger scale for moving houses around. When we used to do modular homes, you put them on a rail like that when you don't have a crane to move them around. I mean, it's a lot. It's more like a train track rail.
Yeah,
they're big, like humongous, and you put the frickin' house on it.
Have you guys seen these exo slides? Anybody have
any?
I actually 3D modeled my own version of them, but they're still not to test them.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how those are. A couple of years here, I'll do a better close-up so people can see.
They are.
Got the little tiny bearings.
Yep.
And
they're kind of like V groove, but they ride on the face instead of the V groove.
Yeah, you can get the micro POM wheels that do the same thing, because their original design was with POM wheels. But then they went onto the bearings because they found that friction with the POM bearings as they were running across was creating too much drag on the slider itself. So you can still buy them with it, but with the bearings by themselves, they were a lot more sleek and better fitting. So they sell them with them as well.
Oh man, I got something wild to show y'all. Hold on. You may have seen this before. But
it'd help if I had my microphone turned on.
Yeah, it would.
It might.
Yeah, I've seen you moving around there like you're getting ready to do some twinkle toes stuff or something as weak as Debs, but we didn't hear you saying anything, so I just let you go.
So this stuff's a little bit pricey, but it's freaking cool, man. It's square aluminum profile, right? It's not like your regular extrusion, but the bearing meant to go on this is
it's like an LMU but square.
Yeah, and Dryland, and check it out.
Wow.
It takes T-nuts.
Wow, that's nice.
That's actually really interesting.
So you could use that square profile completely unsupported.
I'm thinking like a Z, right?
Well, you could use it as a Z or like an X.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use it on interesting. You could use it on a Core XY as the sliders.
Yeah, and so these come in 12 or 20 millimeter.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see if I can find. I read something about their maximum unsupported length, and it's like huge. So the 12 millimeter square profile,
$53.
That's for a meter though.
Wow. Yeah.
So like a 15.748.
And that doesn't include the chuck.
Right, that doesn't include the block.
You could put a Hemera on there.
Dryland is not cheap.
That's the thing, though, is like when you really look at it compared to some other bearing technologies, it's not bad at all.
No. It honestly is. You get like a regular linear rail, like a good one, a high one linear rail.
Yeah, those are.
And
really
this is going to be cheaper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the problem I found with the Dryland: it flexes a lot.
Really?
Yeah. So, like with a Core XY, if you have a lot of stress or you have torque, like twisty torque somewhere, it'll let it torque.
Do that. Like on those belt, because of the belt, the tightness.
Well, are you talking about like
the
the LMU replacement Dryland bearings?
Just
on round rod?
Dryland in general. Dryland's very, I don't want to say soft because it's not soft like nylon, but it's soft. And it has flex.
You see, this is like their.
That's what makes it self-lubricating. Is it's soft.
Hey, light speed.
In comparison.
This is like their MGN equivalent.
Okay.
I like Dryland bearings. The two things I found with them, and I did try the LMU ones, and I tried a similar like linear rail. It's not that again. It was somebody made it. It wasn't really there, so you can't really count it. But it had two things. It flexed. The LMU replacements flex way too much. They're just unbearable to me, and they drag. They have like a stiction when they get to an end. Like when you're sliding along with the LMU ones, you're sliding along and it's got to change direction. It like catches and then backs off. You know,
And that
stiction.
the one thing with the Dryland stuff, from my experience, is they're very sensitive to preload, and they're very, very sensitive to tramming. If they're not trammed just right, they will bind like crazy.
Yeah, well, that's
But
just it. And they're soft.
I had a Delta for a little while that I replaced. It had just like regular brass bushings.
Yep.
For bearings, and I replaced those with IGUS. And I chose the ones that were preloaded.
This extruder's all IGUS. Yami dropped all IGUS.
And I had absolutely no sticking on my Delta.
So Shane, what's up over there?
All right, so
Dance, Shane, dance.
yeah. So one of the things with these pads I was talking about, like how nice and easy it is to press. That's only 6 rolls of filament.
I see
press
just
a
CPLA.
Yeah, and that's
PLA
enough to
bearings.
press the button. So like these other buttons, like they're like super easy to press. Oh, it's like right on that edge.
That's
So
what's the whole
6.8
point of
kilograms.
this thing?
That's all it needs, and you just barely press on it. It's actually kind of nice. Like these pads, like the normal dance pads, those things you have to it's kind of like a mechanical keyboard versus the rubber dome keyboard. Like you don't have to press as hard.
Nice.
But yeah, that's all I had to show.
Okay.
So Shane, how far are you from Wisconsin where that thing is?
I have no idea. The last time it looked like it said it was in Oshkosh.
Yeah.
What thing?
I bought his Humera.
Oh,
He bought
Yeah.
both of my Humeras.
that's right.
Yeah, I got the mount and everything today.
Yeah, I still need to put my mount on. I have the
mean-
aluminum mount, but I haven't
I
done
mean,
it yet.
Yeah, all for bitching, we can bitch. You got to remember, I sent those the day before New Year's.
Yeah,
I mean, New Year's plus New Year's weekend. But I mean,
yeah.
if it comes tomorrow, I'll be surprised, to be honest.
I wouldn't be, because there's somebody in Washington. He ordered something from Race Day Quads in Florida. It was being shipped out of Florida, and it got to him in 2 days.
Yeah.
But something he ordered from a city only an hour away, he's on day 4 and still waiting.
Yeah. I swear to God, they do that deliberately.
Oh, this came from Minnesota, but Mandela Roseworks. I ordered this the same day as I paid you for those things, and I got it today.
Yep.
But
No,
that's much shorter distance, though.
yeah, the shipping has been very interesting. I do know one of my up-and-coming projects, I'm going to need to build an enclosure for one of my printers here, because I want to print polycarbonate frames, and I want to do a Whoop that uses the hardware from a Tiny Hawk 2 Freestyle. And then that way I can put, instead of a TBS, instead of the Tiny sled with the TBS hardware in it, I can put a Vista on it with a TBS Crossfire receiver.
So
Basically build my own Whoop.
if you need some polycarbonate printed, you know I'm more than capable of that currently. I've been printing polycarbonate almost exclusively for a couple of weeks now.
Cool.
And the Polymaker Polylite PC has been awesome.
So,
All of that
How much is
clear.
that?
so
all of
here's
that-
my question.
okay.
So print a circle,
Okay.
with 4 braces go into a center circle,
Okay.
and then throw it as hard as you can against the wall and let me know if it breaks.
It won't. Polycarbonate's awesome, dude.
So
Yeah, because that's the whole thing. Is I need what I need to print. Be right
Look at
back.
this. This is
How much
This
is
is
that
like-
polylite?
it's not expensive. It's like $30.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that's
I actually got it open in a tab right here.
So this is like two lines thick walls, Zolan.
Okay,
See that?
hang on. There you go.
2 lines thick. And just
Two
for
shells, yeah.
reference, I have a size 15 ring finger, right? And I'm a bass player.
Oh, I'm a bass player. I heard
I
it
heard
break.
it,
Yeah.
Just
It
cracking.
but yeah, it's
Like look at the indentions on my finger from trying to break that.
Yep. So this is what I have been flying the whoops with right here, and that's
Like
85
injected
millimeter
mold.
from here to here.
Yep.
But this, if it hits something at any decent speed, it breaks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey Vince.
I've had good
And-
luck with ABS frames, believe it or not, and nylon. Both of those are really good. I haven't tried polycarbonate.
21st. Didn't leave the
Yeah, dude,
facility.
polycarbonate seems tough.
Florida's the worst.
Well, and see,
Yeah.
I was also thinking polycarbonate because then I can go thinner. I don't have to use as many layers in my walls with the polycarbonate.
But I'm just
So I
wondering.
might be able to get it lighter.
Stiff.
What is
It's
that?
a lot
You
stiffer.
might be better off with like a PCCF.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
See, I
You
don't
might get a
think
little bit
so.
more rigidity, a little bit more toughness. But polycarbonate on its own is I'm impressed with it.
Yeah, no, I like polycarbonate. What little I played with it a lot. But
Because I know
Wheel chucks
Marcel
on
does
this
a lot
are
of his in
polycarbonate.
ABS.
Yeah,
And I
ABS is
know-
really good.
Greg's done
Oh,
his ABS, and I can do ABS. Don't get me wrong.
75 mil in ABS, and that thing is actually glow in the dark ABS.
Yeah,
Nice.
It no problem. I've
I've
smashed
never
it.
broken an ABS frame on mine.
these red wheel chucks are polycarbonate.
Whereas I have broken 3 of these,
yeah.
Yeah.
They're under
Sometimes
pressure.
I break like 2 or 3 of them in a week.
and that's with the carbon fiber add-on. I've
yeah,
broken.
that's
Yeah.
yeah.
It's the ducts that always break, right?
Yep.
It's
Yep.
always pieces. Like I have to repair this one right now. It's a 65 mil. The
Yeah.
problem
Yep.
is every once in a while you get like ducts break off like this one.
The only
Right.
pre-bought ones that I've used that haven't broken that easily are the cockroach frames from Newbie Drone. Those
Well,
are
and
pretty
see-
solid.
What I was thinking in my design, which is why I need to learn how to use SolidWorks better, is I wanted the parts that the motors are all held on to
Mhm.
actually clip together. So if you break one, you can just pop that one off,
Ah.
print another one, and pop it back on, and
That's
then
a
put
good
your
idea.
carbon top plate back on to hold it all together.
I could help you with that too, you know.
Yeah.
Yep, I know, but I don't have any money.
It
The only
sounds
thing,
pretty
thinking of
cool,
that, the only thing is all that clipping is going to make it heavy.
but
Yeah.
It's going to add a lot.
That's the problem. I
of
got to
weight
figure
the
out how to
frame.
do it. Do it in a. Oh, the clip is not actually a clip. It's just a slip over.
Yeah, I know. what you're
It's the
saying.
carbon fiber, bottom that's going to hold
Might
it all
add a
together.
few grams, but
Yeah,
yeah,
probably
the carbon
pretty
fiber
nice.
X piece that goes.
Yeah, the carbon fiber will hold it together, but then you're putting a lot of stress on that one joint area if it does do an impact, where the carbon fiber is going to snap.
There's not a lot of weight for those drones. Those ones that he's
No.
putting together are tiny little things.
Yeah.
The whole weight is the battery on them things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, actually, when I'm done, it's most of the weight.
The
It's going to be a
camera and the
combo,
card.
the battery and this.
The hell is
His
that?
golden ticket for when
This is the camera and the transmitter.
this,
Oh, I was going to say, that's
Yeah,
the
that's-
box. I'm like, you're holding it up and you're going, you're going to put that big ass thing on your quad? I thought that was like.
the whole box.
like
Yeah, the problem
like
is
that
those aren't
was
really
going-
designed for.
Yeah,
I
solid-
didn't realize at first
Yeah.
that was just the
Yeah.
item in a box.
Yeah.
Yeah. That doesn't weigh that much, does it?
No, it's all
38
aluminum.
grams.
Yeah.
38 grams.
Oh,
And
so
you
that's
can
the same as
decase it to
this.
save 10, but then you get all the boosting. Yeah,
Because
Right.
this
The
is only
thing is
39
it-
grams.
How they've been building these frames,
But you
they're
can't
meant to only
use that
hold a
one
camera
for
and a VTX that's about what was it? 8 grams.
Right. Yeah.
So and my whole goal, and unfortunately I'm gonna have to run a 4S. My
Yeah,
whole
well,
goal though
Little tiny motors.
is to make basically
That's
make
rough.
a whoop. I want to extend this. I want to keep these at this level, but I also want spots where I can slip mesh in
Yeah.
because I want to make something I can fly around people without having to get a stupid waiver.
Yeah. This is about
Yeah.
as small as you can go with the digital right now. It's 75 millimeter. It's got the HD. But
Yeah,
it,
and this is a 75 millimeter frame.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, see, a good while back, what I was doing is I tried to design. Has everyone seen Oblivion with Tom Cruise in it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was trying to make the I can't remember what it's called, the helicopter thing that he flies.
Yeah.
Mm,
I was trying to turn that into a tricopter, so that
Mhm.
obviously you'd have it. Well, the way I was designing it was that would be 2 servos in either end for each motor and a servo at the back for the tail rotor. So basically, you would all have them. So you'd flip the switch. What would be your EBS channel 6 or channel 7, and it would put them all up into takeoff.
Mhm.
And then obviously, when you got up, you would be able to individually mix it, so you could mix both of them to give you that,
So-
and then your back one would give you your leverage to turn as well. So
I
cool.
shared it in my Discord. Somebody made a single prop pointed straight down.
Yeah.
Not a. I can't call it a quad, but yes, it's basically a quad.
A flying propeller.
a gyro would it be a gyro?
Yeah.
And
If
but
it's single.
it blows straight down through 4 baffles, like what the
Harrier
Tesla
jump jet.
rockets are using,
Harrier
and
Junkjet
it-
actually was the first one to do it.
and it alternates those to control the airflow. And I was looking at that, going, "Wow, that'd be a perfect thing for a camera drone around people because you could cage the whole
Mhm.
prop assembly,
Yep.
Yeah.
and there'd be
That's
nothing
great.
anybody could hit that could hurt them. Now it's just
Yeah, but-
strictly weight."
What's the fun in that?
Has anyone gotten their alien boxes yet?
Yes, I got mine.
Yeah. Got mine.
Oh, that came in your alien box?
I actually was
Cool.
talking to Josh about it because he said the props might be a little underpowered.
What's up?
I
What is there, like a whole quad in there?
no, it's just 2 8 millimeter brushed cordless motors.
For
There's
what?
a couple transistors.
Little hovercraft.
Just
Oh,
some random-
Yeah.
cool.
It's like a
You know
Santa
what?
sleigh.
I should have probably read
He comes
the
up with
insert
some
and gone and
bizarre
looked at the
crap.
project because I got the box. I had no clue that that's what that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoiler
And we
alert.
were talking about Ziltech, and
Yeah.
TPU, Ziltech TPU comes in this box.
Oh,
I think it's
wow.
all Zealtech, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is there
Oh, what
one
do you
that
say?
The
says
whole
blue?
box is Zealtech, isn't it?
No, it's filament 1, so you
Oh.
get some kind of cool green.
I got distracted by the hot honey that he put in mine. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a lot of hot.
Yeah, we
So
saw that.
that's-
You bastard.
Coax, and then a Canadian make.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that red.
I'll tell you what I'm excited for, that printed solid box.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wish I got into it. I missed it, and I didn't have the funds to do it this month.
You know, I was thinking about doing that, but I'm like, man, for $1.50 more, I can just pick out my own color. So
Yes,
I
but
was
two
kinda
So I
like,
got he sent me a card, but I think everybody got the card.
Yeah.
You guys did hear what was going on in Edutech today, didn't you? That next week he's giving away 10 rolls of PETG.
Right.
printed solid, or
Yeah, next
Yes, it's
week.
all printed
Next
solid.
week on
Right.
Baker's
I missed that.
thing, he's giving away 10 rolls of PETG.
So
So,
and
Greg, you know, it's a
Well,
dollar
the-
fifty more. but
Either he's unloading crap that he doesn't want,
The box
or
is-
he's got it running.
What's that, Jack? I didn't catch all that.
The box is 2 kilograms.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's 2 rolls.
but
So
it's,
you said it's
it's
a dollar fifty.
$1.50 a roll more to buy a roll yourself, right?
marshmallow treat.
No, it's like $1.50 more to get 1 roll of your color.
Oh,
No,
no,
Plus,
I
Isn't
don't
it?
know.
$35 for 2
It's
rolls,
$35 for 2 rolls.
and an individual roll goes for 19. So did I do
Yeah.
I do the
Oh.
math?
I
Yeah.
don't know why I had it in my head that his filament was 35 a roll.
But what you're
Yeah.
getting is the free shipping, which you don't get
Yeah.
with buying
Yeah,
2 rolls.
yeah,
anymore.
but I usually buy like 4 rolls at a time. So
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Hey,
approach.
I think I'm going to use my own props. These ones suck.
But I will say he did say they're gonna like do special runs and stuff. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that might be kind of cool. I might
Yeah.
sign up for it.
I get the impression over the holiday he got that line running with PETG.
Yeah. Well, he said that's PLA though that he's going to send.
I'm going
right?
to have to actually.
No,
build
he's
that.
giving
He
away.
said it's
Okay.
primarily going to be
Oh.
PLA. It's going to
So-
be Jesse. Anything Jesse.
Yeah.
Alien Box
What? On
is
the
got
giveaway next week?
Coex.
No.
Coex, PLA white,
Oh, in the maker
Siltech,
box, in the
blue
printed solid box.
TPU,
Yeah.
Filament 1, Glint Green, which I actually have a whole spool
Yes.
of, so that goes into my.
It is 2.8, which, if I'm correct,
And-
and I may not be, it's easier to test extrude with.
Eurotech PLA? Never heard of this.
Yeah. It's
And this
Canadian.
Canada. Christmas
Yeah.
red. What is
No,
Eurotech?
I mean, it could be he's just trying to get rid of stock he's got. I could be totally wrong, and he's just trying to get rid
that's
of
a
stock.
brand.
Now, is
Filament
anyone
CA is where it
interested?
came from. Eurotech is the brand. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, who uses 2.8 anyway?
All the Ultimaker guys
Yeah.
and the Lowell Spot guys.
Ultimaker,
Yeah.
a lot of the Rays.
Yeah.
Uh,
But I
That's
think he
I'm gonna
said
build
before
this
that
week.
he hardly sells any of it, so I don't know why he even makes it. I'm surprised.
Because he sells the printers.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Now,
He
is
sells
anyone
Ultimaker, and he
interested?
sells Raises, and he sells the what's that green one there? The Lulz bots.
Lowell
They
Spot,
all
yeah.
use
Yep.
they all use 2.8.
So
Yeah.
we've hit the 1 hour mark. It is almost 8:30, so I'm going to go ahead and call it a night because I know other people are streaming as well. And frankly,
Are they?
I normally go to bed at between 7:30 and 8. So
And I thought I was the old man.
the problem is we got a puppy who thinks he needs to be up at 4 a.m. every day.
I do that too.
Who else is streaming tonight?
And every morning for the last 6 months has been shut up, Mer, lay the down.
Look, Marcel's sleeping. He just woke
Yeah.
Well,
up.
I'm ordering food right now. It's my
I
dinner
know.
time.
I thought you were looking at an iPad or your
It's
phone
like
or
dinner
something.
time for Marcel.
It looked like you were sleeping. You were just
Ordering dinner.
Yeah.
Ordering dinner.
Or,
Yep.
you know, as you say, yeah.
Yeah,
And yes, I have lots of project quads I need to get built, and I still need to get Dan's box put together and get that sent off to him. But I need a controller to send him. That's the one thing I don't have. So,
Sure.
anyways, you all take care.
That's going.
I might do a actual random, just STS get together throughout the week at some point. But I think what I'd like to do is, and I'm putting this out for anybody who's here and anybody who's in the chat or just watching. If you or you know somebody who has a project that should be shown off and brought out, let them know. Every Monday after Edutech, that's what I want to do. I want to bring people on to have them show off what they're working on. And if you've talked about it last week, but you've made progress, I'm okay with talking it about again.
Just call it
Oh.
MPs. Maker projects.
Just start at 8:30 instead of 8.
Yeah, I think that's what. Well, you mean 7:30, but yes,
Well, 8:30, 7:30, same thing.
So- that's what I'm probably going to do. So for the rest, everybody, thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. I now have a Patreon. I'm going to promote myself here. I have a Patreon. I have a Ko-Fi link. I'll make sure it's in my link tree that's been going off in the channel. You all take care.
You know,